Have you ever met someone so charming, so captivating, that you'd do anything for them, only to realize later you were just a pawn in their game? Today, we're rediving into the world of one of literature's most brilliant and ruthless schemers, Lady Susan Vernon. Freshly widowed and with a reputation that precedes her, the beautiful Lady Susan arrives at Churchill, the grand country estate of her in-laws. She's looking for a temporary refuge, or so she says. With effortless grace and a silver tongue, she immediately wins over her hosts, the Vernons. They see a grieving, misunderstood woman. We, however, get a glimpse of the master manipulator at work, a woman who always has a plan. And what is her plan? First, to secure a future for her timid 16-year-old daughter, Frederica. Lady Susan has chosen the perfect candidate, the incredibly wealthy but spectacularly foolish Sir James Martin. The poor girl is horrified. Sir James, on the other hand, is completely smitten, utterly oblivious to Frederica's distress and his own absurdity. He follows her around like a lost puppy, showering her with clumsy compliments, while Frederica wishes the ground would swallow her whole. But marrying off her daughter is just one piece of the puzzle. Lady Susan has her own amusements to consider. Enter the handsome, honorable, and dangerously naive Reginald de Courcy, Mrs. Vernon's younger brother. He arrives at Churchill ready to dislike the infamous Lady Susan, armed with warnings from his family. But within days, he's completely under her spell. We see them in elegant drawing rooms, their conversations sparkling with wit and veiled flirtation. They stroll through manicured gardens, Lady Susan playing the part of the lonely, intelligent woman in need of a kindred spirit. Reginald, who has never met anyone like her, hangs on her every word. He starts to believe that everyone else has misjudged her, that he is the only one who truly understands her soul. His family is appalled, but their warnings only make him defend her more passionately. He's falling, and fast. Meanwhile, poor Frederica is desperate. The thought of being married to Sir James Martin is a nightmare she can't wake up from. In a bold move, she tries to escape Churchill, hoping to find refuge with another family. But her plan fails, and she's brought back to face her mother's cold fury. The confrontation is brutal. All of Lady Susan's charm vanishes, replaced by a chilling cruelty. She berates Frederica, not for her fear, but for her foolishness in getting caught, for embarrassing her. And just at that moment, Reginald walks in. He sees a side of Lady Susan he never imagined, the harshness, the lack of maternal affection. For the first time, a seed of doubt is planted in his mind. Is this the same woman he's been so ardently defending? This doubt gnaws at Reginald. He needs answers. He travels to London, the heart of society gossip, determined to clear Lady Susan's name and prove his family wrong. But what he finds is far worse than he could have ever imagined. He speaks to a former friend of Lady Susan's, who lays out the whole sordid truth. He learns that Lady Susan isn't just a flirt. She's been carrying on a serious long-term affair with a married man, the dashing Mr. Mainwaring. And even worse, while she was seducing Reginald, she was actively trying to prevent Mr. Mainwaring's wife from discovering their affair. The illusion shatters. The clever, misunderstood woman he fell for was a complete fabrication. He was just a distraction, a toy to be played with while she managed her more serious entanglements. Reginald is utterly shocked and disillusioned. The woman he thought he knew never existed. The truth of her character, her cold, calculated deceit, hits him like a physical blow. Armed with this terrible knowledge, Reginald returns to confront Lady Susan. He lays out everything he's learned, his voice filled with the pain of betrayal. He expects tears, denials, perhaps even a flash of remorse. He gets none of it. Lady Susan listens calmly, a faint, unreadable smile on her lips. When he finally definitively ends their relationship, she doesn't plead or argue. She simply accepts it with a cool pragmatism that is more chilling than any outburst would have been. Reginald was a pleasant diversion, but he was ultimately disposable. With one door closed, the ever-practical Lady Susan simply turns her attention to the next opportunity. And what an opportunity it is. In a final jaw-dropping twist of irony, Lady Susan does something no one saw coming. She marries the foolish, wealthy Sir James Martin herself. In one move, she secures her financial future, rids herself of a bothersome suitor for her daughter, and gains a husband she can control completely. It's a checkmate of epic proportions. She didn't just win the game. She changed the rules to suit herself and walked away with the grand prize. Our final scene shows Frederica, finally free from her mother's oppressive control. The weight of an unwanted marriage lifted, she's beginning to find her own voice. And across the room, she shares a quiet, hopeful glance with Reginald de Courcy. He too is free from Lady Susan's web. Two people, both wounded by the same master manipulator, find a flicker of a new beginning. Perhaps, just perhaps, they can find happiness together. Far from the shadow of the incredible, the infuriating, the unforgettable Lady Susan. What a story of cunning and ambition. It just goes to show you that some of the most fascinating characters are the ones you never want to cross. Thanks so much for watching with me today. If you enjoyed this dive into classic literature, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next story. See you in the next video.